Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about detox and rehabs. Just a little bit. As I had said in my blog, I had been to Antigua in the West Indies, and there is where the home of Crossroads, which is an Eric Clapton sponsored facility. He actually started it. It's incredible. I can tell you, if you really need that type of a detox and that type of a rehab program, they're one of the best. It is a 12-step, and you know from my past blogs how I feel about 12 steps. Real quick, for those of you that don't know, I'll tell you, I love them if they work for you. Period. That's it. If they work, I love them for you, and they're good for you. If they work for you. I have a different opinion on some of it because I believe that we are in control of some of our own lives, and I believe that God has given us that control. So to say, hi, I'm Bill, I'm an alcoholic or whatever, and I have no control, that's one area that I disagree with. But if it works for you and it works for millions of people, I'm happy for you. I am really happy for you. I have read statistically that there's a 70% chance of rehab in a 12-step program. A 70% chance of relapse in a 12-step program. That being said, I don't know. If it works for you, good. Use it. But let's talk about detoxing and rehab programs. First thing you need to know is, do you need a medical detox? I will tell you, with some of the drug addictions, absolutely. I think you have to have a medical detox. Blood pressure gets too high, gets too low, sweats, vomiting, diarrhea, etc. happen. So in that respect, if you're going to, especially if you're going to detox in a second, then you need that. Okay, second thing is, how long is it going to take? Some detox programs are 3 to 5 days. Some of them are 2 to 3 weeks. Again, it's a question you have to ask yourself. The next one is, how far? How far is it from you? How do you get there? Will people know if you're there? Can you get there on your own? That is a major challenge. Can you get there on your own? Some people can't. Some people can. You'll have to know. And of course, how far, of course, we just said. Sometimes I'm concerned because if you go to the other side of the country, what are you going to do while you're going there? How are you going to get there? How are you going to be sick? Or are you just going to get there and still be, taking the drug that your drug of choice, or drinking until you get there? Not actually a good way to go. How much does it cost you, and is it covered by insurance? Pretty self-explanatory. At Crossroads, one of the things I did discover is they have a great scholarship program if you need it. Now realize, it's Antigua. You've got to fly 3.5 hours south of Miami, Florida to get there. It is beautiful, but that would be expensive for some people. Even getting there would be tough. But they will pick you up at the airport. And then follow-up. What do you do for follow-up? Big question. If you're going into a rehab program, how do you follow up with it? How do they follow up with you? One of the things that Dr. Roth does with me, and we do follow-ups in person, on site sometimes, also on Skype, for example. Other types of things. We use our iPhones sometimes if it's easier for somebody to FaceTime with us. That's the kind of thing that you're looking for. So really, there's not a lot here to go over that you need to really understand. But these are the questions I recommend you write down and ask yourself. If you're at the stage where you're going to do it, and you've made a decision, and congratulations on that, now you just need to look at these things. Do you need these things? Now, rehab is a whole different situation. The rehab programs that I've seen and worked with, especially in the opioids and even in alcohol, the relapse rates are pretty high. 70%, 80% in some cases is not uncommon. So how can you possibly work this into your schedule? You know, how long is it going to take? How far away do you have to go? Do you have a recurring help locally? A sponsor, for example, in AA. That's where AA is really a champion because they're available. And of course, it's forever. How far is it? Pretty close, usually within a couple of miles of your house, depending on where you live. How much is it? It's nothing. And the follow-up is phenomenal. You have a sponsor. So those are some of the things I think about. Rehab, is it realistic? I live in the Southwest, and here we have rehab centers all over the place. And they're beautiful, they're tranquil. But the question is, if you've been there, how do you now transition and go back home? If you live in an inner city or a city, how do you go back home after living in this tranquil area? It's not real world. That is the reason that we tend to, and Dr. Steve Roth, myself, we tend to come to you and be in your environment, helping you with the type of therapies that we work with, okay? I've said it from the beginning, and I'll say it again. I recommend you read the book, our book, to just get an idea of how this is put together. Change is a lot quicker than you imagine, and it also can be permanent. The book explains it to you. If you have any questions or you need some, excerpts from it, just email me. I'll be happy to send you pieces of the book to give you some idea of how the process works. There's actually a whole section in there of how it works and why it works. If you want that, I'll be happy to email it to you, no charge. Okay? Thank you. Look forward to working with you and look forward to your incredible recovery. God bless. Take care.